first Science of Mind Center that I found in the early 90s. And I'm going to be the music and minister today with the lesson. So this is our opening song. It's called Lemonade. And I wrote this right after the last big election. I really helped cope. Oh, and the line, I'm making lemonade or make some lemonade, but instead of that lemonade, I'd like you to sing that part. Where life gives you lemons, you know what to do. Make some lemonade, right? When life seems to get the best of you, make some lemonade. Let's try that again, you're doing great. When life gives you lemons, you know what to do. Make some lemonade, right? When life seems to get the best of you, make some lemonade. Life is an interpretation, could bring about transformation. As creator and creation, I'm making lemonade. As I focus on my gratitude, I'm making lemonade. This helps to change my point of view. I'm making lemonade. It's the sacred law of attraction, whipping my prayers into action. This brings me satisfaction. I'm making lemonade. Now we're going to spell it. Some of you know I grew up in a nursery school. It's in my DNA. Lemonade. Lemonade. I'm making lemonade. That was great. Let's do it again. Lemonade. Lemonade. I'm making lemonade. When I smile from within, it shines right out. Even when it begins with a pout. This is how I co-create. I'm making lemonade. When life gives you lemons, you know what to do. What? Making lemonade. When life seems to get the best of you, make some lemonade. Life is an interpretation, could bring about transformation. As creator and creation, I'm making lemonade. So it is.
So it is. Thank you, Faerie, Elaine. So special to be here with you. So please join me now for our opening treatment, which is our word for affirmative prayer. So let's take a deep breath. You can close your eyes and move your sight within, or leave them open and take in all the light, whatever you prefer. But let us know together that right here and right now, we stand on high and holy ground. As we allow ourselves to be raised in consciousness by the power and presence that exists within each of us as our very essence, we unite in this beautiful field, this beautiful realm of love and light and peace and joy, where there is only the power and presence of God that then expresses itself in so many unique and beautiful expressions, even as lemons, because we know in this realm it all becomes lemonade, it all becomes integrated, it all becomes wine. And so that is what we celebrate here at Center for Spiritual Living Morristown. We celebrate community. We call it common unity, because we all know that when we are in that place within us where the power and presence exists as each of us, it manifests through us as our beautiful individualized expression. And we celebrate our beautiful individualized expression, whether we're wearing cowboy boots, whether we're wearing cool shoes, whether we're wearing sandals. We walk on this ground as sacred and holy ground together. knowing that we are here as a community, opening our doors for all others to join us in this love and light just as they are. So I know that this service today, this wonderful celebration is blessed. The music and the message is blessed. The fellowship and the connections and the friendships are blessed. And how beautiful that we get to come here every week and experience this and open our doors to invite more people in, as I see people are here today. And so we now just bask in the light of gratitude, allowing appreciation to move through us, knowing that what we appreciate appreciates. Right. And as we know this truth, there's more and more of it. And so I'm just so grateful for everyone who was here for this powerful teaching that we call the science of mind. And I release this word to the law that takes it and returns it full right here and right now. And for this and so much more, we say thank you, God, and so it is.
So it is.
Good morning, good morning. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living, Morristown, a vibrant community where love, joy, and inclusivity is at the heart of everything that we do. Here we honor the unique journey of every soul, offering a place of healing, growth, and celebration. Together, we create an atmosphere of openness and love, where every person is seen, valued, and accepted, just as they are. I'm Reverend Janice Valera. I'm a minister here at CSLM, and I thank you all for joining us, whether you are seated here with us today, and I get to see your beautiful faces, or whether you're watching online or streaming, or you come back and watch the recording at another time. We are just so happy that you choose to join us. It is really an honor for us. If it is your first time here, and I do see some new faces, which we'd love to welcome you, we invite you, if you haven't yet, to get a welcome packet, to complete a new visitor form so that we can add you to our email and keep in touch and let you know the things that are happening at our center. And to all of you who even come regularly, we do send out a constant contact newsletter every week. It has lots of information. So if you're not getting it for some reason, there is a sign-up sheet in the back. Please just sign your name and your email, and we'll add you to our constant contact moving forward. You can also visit us on our website, which is cflmorristown.org. The 2025 CSL theme is Rising Higher, Growing Deeper. Yeah, and our monthly theme is Rolling in the Deep. And today's topic is spiritual economics, and it will be presented by our very special guest who has already introduced herself, but I'm going to do it anyway. We're so excited to welcome back Faerie Elaine Silver. Faerie Elaine is a gifted songwriter and singer, as you've already heard, with the voice of an angel, who has been blessing the world with her spiritual music and message for decades. And she has brought product with her. She has wonderful things. Not only does she have her music, so you can take her home with you. She has beautiful jewelry and lots of other things. So enjoy shopping after service and take some of Elaine's wonderful gifts home with you. So Faerie Elaine, as she mentioned, now lives in Florida. She has a wonderful life in Florida, but every summer she returns to her roots here in Jersey, and we grab her up as soon as we can. And as she also mentioned, but some of you may not have been in the room, she was a member of what was then called First Church of Religious Science in Morristown in the 1990s. She was one of the members then, so it's again an honor to have her back. On a personal note, Faerie Elaine is the reason that I am here. So in 1999, yeah, she did. She loves to take credit for that. Should I give her full credit? So in 1999, I was like searching and seeking for a spiritual center. And from my knowledge at then, there wasn't the internet, you couldn't just Google, you know. So I thought all the really cool spiritual centers were in California. And the only thing we had was Omega. How many people have been to Omega in Rhinebeck, right? So I went to Omega, it was Memorial Day weekend, my first time there. I was just overwhelmed by the spirituality and the love. And I was in the bookstore and I heard music and I hear this voice of an angel. I didn't know who it was. I just like, oh, the music here is so great. So I go to the workshop, never even heard of this guy, but he sounded great and I got in. And so I'm listening to the workshop and he says, we're gonna have somebody do music. And there's that voice of the angel, and it was Elaine playing music. So at some point in the weekend, I went up to just tell her how amazing I thought she was, and I wish we had something like this in New Jersey. It's only here. And she's like, it's in Morristown. Come to my church. I was like, Morristown? I lived in Passaic County. It was 20 minutes away. She said, I will meet you next Sunday, June 6, 1999. She met me on Sunday, and I went every Sunday after that, and the rest is history. So thank you. Okay, so I think we all have our stories of when we found our home here, right? And we meet at that place, and when we meet at that place every week, even when we're not here, we're still connected to our community here. It's that place in us where we do feel our oneness and our love, where we feel recognized. So as we do our Namaste practice today, we do this week in all of our services, and Namaste means the divinity within me recognizes and honors the divinity within you. When I am in that place in me, and you are in that place in you, there's only one of us. So let's greet each other in that way today, knowing that we are in that place in ourselves, and another is there, whether we are physically here or not. We're home with God, and we can recognize that divinity. So just turn to people around you and offer. You can say, welcome home, whatever. Thank you. And now it is my honor and privilege and pleasure to turn things over to Faerie.
Okay. Good morning again. So as Janice mentioned, today is going to be on spiritual economics, but the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a little meditation with speaking, some singing. And so you can get comfortable however that works for you. You want to look, you want to close your eyes, you want to lower your gaze. Just make sure that you feel comfortable. And I love that she says there's only one of us. Even when we're not in that place, there's only one of us. And so we are divine beings in a physical body, in a human body. And so because spirit is everything, then we are that too. But the difference between us and the spiritual realm is this body. So we get to see and hear and taste and touch and experience the senses for spirit, because spirit doesn't have body to do it. But so, and another thing, the distinction between the physical and the spiritual, or the metaphysical, is that we always have a choice. We're always at choice. Whether we know it or not, or like it or not, we're always at choice. And this is called the universal voice. It's kind of like our conscience, too. We are always at choice when we tune into the universal voice, but it takes discipline to listen into the universal voice. Now, it doesn't take discipline for some people, the ones that just have it naturally or have practiced. There's a universal choice. It's the love of the universal voice, but it takes discipline to listen into the universal voice. And that discipline could be just remembering that there is that voice that we can tune into. The universal voice is still and small. The universal voice answers every call. This comes from within, below and above, as the sacred sounds of love. The universal voice brings us knowing. The universal voice keeps us growing. The universal voice sets us free to roam to the universal sound of home. And I'd like to invite us to, we're going to do 3 ohms like this. Om. When we tune into the universal voice, but it takes discipline to listen into the universal voice. Let's try that together. It takes discipline to listen into the universal voice. One more time. It takes discipline to listen to the universal voice. You can come back to the room when you're ready. Welcome back. Welcome back. So today, as I mentioned, is spiritual economics through song. But not only song. About maybe 3 or 4 years ago, I started writing haiku poetry. And sometimes I just can't stop. And if you don't know what it is, it's a Japanese poetry, and the form is 3 lines, 5 syllables, 7 syllables, and 5 syllables. And I call it the 5-7-5. And I'm reading something and getting inspired, but so what happened was, I took this course, Spiritual Economics, back in around the year 2001 or 2 at Center for Conscious Living in Clearwater, Florida, and which is also Center for Spiritual Living. Except they're no longer in business, so it's unfortunate, but that's where I joined. Once I left here, I joined that center with Pat Palmer. And so I took this course, and this was first published in 1993 by the well-known spiritual leader Eric Butterworth. Anybody here know who that was? Mm-hmm. Right, and I used to go to New York City and see Eric Butterworth. And the way that happened was in March of 1976, I took this thing called the S training. Anybody? I know there's some people here that did that. And I did it when I was 21 years old. So from the age of 21, I knew that we create our own reality, life is a mirror, and that I'm responsible. That was a really beautiful gift to have. And I met this woman, Rebecca, and Rebecca and I are still friends. And so she's the one that brought me to Lincoln Center that April, whatever the date was, April of 1976. I remember she had a beautiful Easter bonnet on, it was Easter Sunday, and there's Eric Butterworth. And so when I did this course like 20 years ago, I had a few things. This is the same book, right? Just not a coincidence, it's the same book. It was just sitting on the shelf for all those years, and I'm taking this course again. And Dave was in that course. We did it on Zoom from Center for Spiritual Living Cultural Post in Sarasota, where I was on the board, a founding member, and I was their first practitioner. Really exciting with Reverend Teresa Fever. So I'm taking this class with Kathleen. I get the book down, and we start. And it's like, I could not stop taking notes and writing stuff down and making them. I probably wrote about 400 haiku poems from this book. It took me forever to get through the homework, but I love that because I'm in that creative place. And so, let me see. So what I did was, there's principles, there's thoughts, there's ideas. I just came up with my favorite 5 ideas. I'm just calling them ideas. Some of them are principles. And the idea 1 is the idea, the thought, that God is everywhere present. God is everywhere present. This is a major principle in New Thought philosophy. And not only is God everywhere present and in everything, it is everything. Everything is made of the same substance, essence, and presence. And so each one of us are made of that, and we're each individualizing expressions of this power, source, God, goddess, all there is, infinite wisdom, your favorite word for whatever you want to call God, or all there is. And that's where the physical in us gets to express for spirit, like I mentioned earlier, the non-physical. We are uniquely expressing beings, human, for God, by means of us. So I have a couple of haiku poems I want to share with you around that idea. One life coursing through, a divine appointment, human consciousness. And then there's another one. The good I'm seeking is my God. God is my life, health, strength, and support. And then I wanted to read a little bit from this book. And let's see, from Eric Butterworth. Your personal welfare begins with your consciousness. It's not what happens on Wall Street. It's not the state of the economy. It has its inception in the state of your mind. You can be prosperous when business is poor, and you can experience financial difficulties even when business is booming. By your thinking, you are either adding to your good or you are taking away from it. The law is inexorable. Failure or lack in your life is simply the result of continuously minusing yourself, and conversely, success and prosperity are the result of constantly plussing yourself. Your negative thoughts of fear and worry are depleting your good faster than inflation erodes the value of the dollar. Your positive, optimistic thoughts add to your good more dramatically than compound interest increases your bank savings. So, I'm going to quote the Bible in a second, but there was a song that I used to sing. It's a Billie Holiday song. The first part goes, "Them that's got shall get, them that's not shall lose." So the Bible says, and it still is news. Mama may have, Papa may have, but God bless the child that's got his own, that's got his own. Most of us know that, right? So I had no, the Bible, what do you mean the Bible says that? What it says is, and I quote from, it says MT, I'm not a Bible person, but MT 25:29 KIV. For unto everyone that hath shall be given, and he shall have abundance, but from him that hath not shall be taken away even that which he hath. So what that's saying is it's a state of consciousness. You know, if somebody gives us a bunch of money or a bunch of things, and our consciousness is here, and that thing is out there, eventually it's going to disappear because we haven't expanded ourselves enough. And so there's a distinction between poor and broke. And I said to Rebecca, my friend Rebecca from F, it was in the 70s, and I'm, was not a very wealthy musician. And I was commenting on that I was poor. She goes, "Never say you're poor." That's a state of awareness. She got that from Eric Butterworth. You could say you're broke, you're still rich, but you just don't have any money. And because there's other riches, right? We have family, we have a beautiful place to live, we have air to breathe, we have our bodies to keep healthy. We're really blessed. So here's a direct quotation from Eric Butterworth. It's a sin to be poor. Because sin means missing the mark. You're missing the mark when you think you're poor, or especially when you say it out loud. I don't think anybody in here is poor. I think we're all just in the place where we are, and we can always expand our awareness and have more come in. And it doesn't necessarily have to be money. It could be opportunities, it could be travel, it could be more health. And so here's one more haiku poem, and then we're going to go to song number 2. I may have been broke, but I have never been poor. Conscious awareness. Okay, and this one, we had the universal voice. Now we're going to have the universal realm. And this one has a lot of ohms in it too. That's the universal sound of creation. We've all heard in the beginning there was the word, but really in the beginning there was the sound, and the sound was and everything came out of the vibration. Okay. In the universal realm where we live and have our being, the whole of spirit is present everywhere. In the universal realm where we live and have our being, the whole of spirit is present everywhere. Now here's your part. Again. I may have been broke, but I've never been poor. I rely on spirit, it's my inner jewel. I may have been broke, but I've never been poor. I rely on spirit, it's my inner jewel. True prosperity for you and me. When we open up, we see that we are free. God works through eternity, not doing for me, but as me. In the universal realm where we live and have our being, the whole of spirit is present everywhere. In the universal realm where we live and have our being, the whole of spirit is present everywhere. I may have been broke, but I've never been. I rely on spirit, it's my inner jewel. I may have been broke, but I've never been poor. I rely on spirit, it's my inner jewel. Punctuate it, yeah. True prosperity for you and me. When we open up, we see that we are free. God within is always there. Look inside and know it's right here. So it is. All right, yeah, you can clap. That's your concept. Okay. So, we're going to move on to idea number 2. What, do you remember what idea number 1 was? God is present everywhere. God is all there is. First step in the treatment, but so idea number 2 is the principle of abundance. We live in an abundant and giving universe. And so just think about nature, and my favorite example of this is, I have a gigantic oak tree in my backyard. We had to have it trimmed because it's getting old, and now I have to get solar power because I don't have all that shade over my house. But that gigantic oak, it's like about as big as this area here. That's how big the trunk is. And it came from an acorn this big, right? And so every year that tree gives off hundreds or thousands of acorns. And each one of those acorns has the potential to create another gigantic oak tree with like so many thousands and hundreds every year acorns. And that gives me sort of a visceral experience of infinity, even though it's finite because it is physical, but just that it keeps giving and giving, and that's the law of life. It gives, it gives, it gives. We can get on that train. We can get on the giving train. And that's part of what today's talk is about. But prosperity is a way of thinking and being. It's It's not something we get. The word affluence literally means an abundant flow, fluid, affluence, flowing. And here's a haiku poetry. The economy is just a barometer of our consciousness. And here's a direct quotation again from Eric Butterworth. The kingdom that is within you, which is your very own inlet, may become an outlet to all there is in God. Claim your inheritance of abundance. You are entitled to the support of God, substance in everything to which you give your mind or hands. And I love this. Let go of the belief in the grace of poverty and the subconscious sense of guilt in having things. I think a lot of us have done that. But they don't have a, that's their consciousness. Our individualizing consciousness is like, I deserve this, I'm allowing it, I'm accepting it. God wants me to have it. And then there's the feelings of unworthiness, attitudes that have such a detrimental influence upon human consciousness. Again, claim your inheritance. And that's more haiku. I'm rich in spirit by reason of spiritual inheritance. Yes! And here's two more. The wheel of fortune is the ever-present God. It's an inside job. And living a charmed life, knowing I deserve it all, spirit then responds. Okay, so that was idea number 2. Claim your inheritance. Idea number 3. Your fortune begins with you. Your fortune begins with you. Our point of power is always in the present moment. This is where we are free to make the choices that support or deny our desires, and that we're always at choice. So we can affirm that. Yes, I deserve this. Conscious awareness is key. This is being conscious of what we're thinking and feeling. When we have a thought and it's accompanied by a strong feeling, whether it's a negative, a positive, whether we want it or don't want it, universe responds. We've all heard that idea that the universe always says yes, right? Has people heard that? The universe always says yes. It's responding to the thoughts and the feelings which create our vibration, our frequency. Because like attracts like. So if we have a frequency of this, and we're thinking that, but we're feeling that, we're probably going to get that until we can become a vibrational match to what it is we're thinking. That's Abraham. Love Abraham. Thoughts create feelings. Now, how many people think, a feeling just came over me, right? It didn't just come over you. There were probably unconscious thoughts and beliefs and even what we call race consciousness. We were born into these ideas. It means the human race. We were born into these ideas that they're just there, and if we become aware enough, we can heal that or move on, not allow that to become reality, but just, okay, well I thought that, well now I'm going to think this, and I'm going to feel that. Feelings are caused by our beliefs, which are often unconscious beliefs again, and according to Abraham Hicks, and I love this because we get to create. A belief is just a thought we keep thinking. A belief is just a thought we keep thinking. So what change your life, change your thoughts, change your thinking, change your life. And it also could be a lie that we keep hearing becomes truth. Or a truth that we keep hearing becomes truth. Find better feeling thoughts. And here's a song that accompanies that. It's called Thoughts Become Things. This I wrote a number of years ago during the fall equinox. It goes like this. Summer into fall, winter into spring, listen to the call, the thoughts become things, thoughts become things, I let my wishes ring, I'm awakening, the pendulum swings, the thoughts becoming things, the blessings they can bring, aware that I'm aware, my thinking is a prayer, my thinking is a prayer, my thinking is a prayer, thoughts become things, my wishes sing, oh yeah, I'm affirming now, God's declaring how, each and every hour I tap into the power of universal It brings a state of awe. The magic of the mind is out of space and time, out of space and time, out of space and time. I'm opening. I'm awakening. Oh yeah. Thoughts become things, the pleasures they can bring, the treasures of a king. I am one with everything. I am one with everything. I am one with everything. Summer into fall, winter into spring. Listen to the call that thoughts become things. 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 Choose good ones. And you know, thoughts are things too. Thoughts are things that are non-physical, but we can cause the non-physical to become physical if we have the right feelings that go with the thoughts. This is how it works. You know, like those acorns that keep coming and growing. That's a fertile soil. You know, if you have a thought and you fertilize it with the feelings that you want, the thoughts that you want that will support that other thought, and evoke those feelings, and then it happens. Now, let's see, here we go. Idea 4. In the flow of God, a giving spirit. And quote Eric Butterworth. The goal should not be to make money or acquire things, but to achieve the consciousness through which the substance flows forth when and as you need it. Now, I don't think he's saying, don't make any plans, don't invest, he's not saying that. He's just saying that you want to have the confidence to know that if there's something that you want, you have it. You know, maybe it does come by planning, because, you know, I believe this too. Those who fail to plan to fail. You really need to have a plan if you want to have the life that you want. You're going to get a life, no matter what, but if you want a life of abundance and grace and joy and peace and consciousness and oneness, it's good to be conscious, you know, because we do create our reality through our thoughts, especially our conscious thoughts, to get what we really want. So, electricity is an invisible current. We all know that. How do you prove it? You can't see it, but you can see the effects of electricity. Electric current is invisible to us. We can't deny it. So then money or affluence, and it doesn't have to be in form. It can just be you step into somewhere and people go, oh, would you like this? Oh, yes, thank you very much. But that's that affluence. That is also an invisible force. That's why it's called currency, like electricity. I love that idea. So here's some more haiku. Handle currency with a joyous attitude to get in the flow. I trust the allness of the infinite supply. Spirit is my source. It's the source of all. Okay, a couple more. Here in a nutshell, giving way to divine flow is in consciousness. It's not what we are giving to, it's what we are truly giving from. And this giving that Butterworth writes about it's about us giving from our divine essence. And we can't outgive God. We can't do it. For money is God in action. It's a flow. Again, affluence, currency. And when the flow is blocked, what happens when the flow is blocked? You don't have any results possible. You have results you don't want. But when that happens, that's a good time to think, something's got to give. When it's blocked, something's got to give. You know, if it's water that's blocked, well, it might break a pipe or a dam, but something gives. And so we can consciously give that. He says, just start giving. Just do it to give. Begin the flow. The universal law of circulation. You know, when you get, it comes. But you're not necessarily giving to get. You just want to have that giving spirit. That is manna from heaven. You know, to just be generous. There's people in here that are amazingly generous and have been to me in my life. So here's something's got to give. And it was really fun writing these last couple of songs for a program because I was so inspired. And this one, this is kind of like a Buddy Holly song, a metaphysical Buddy Holly song. And let's see. I dropped them both. Okay. Excuse me. Oh, okay. So the chorus, I want you to sing with me if you can remember these words. Something's got to give if we truly want to live in a world where we all grow. Something's got to give if we truly want to live in a world where we all grow. Something's got to give if we truly want to live in a sacred, abundant flow. Right? So something's got to give if we truly want to live in a world where we all grow, and then something's got to give if we truly want to live in a sacred, abundant flow. Something's gotta give if we truly wanna live in a world where we all grow. Something's gotta give if we truly wanna live in a sacred, abundant flow. Let's try that. Something's gotta give if we truly wanna live in a world where we all grow. Something's gotta give if we truly wanna live in a sacred, abundant flow. Giving of itself is the universal start, creating a perfect setting. What I gotta give comes straight from my heart, it is love and mighty blessing. Ready? Something's gotta give if we truly wanna live in a world where we all grow. Something's gotta give if we truly wanna live in a sacred, abundant flow. I release what no longer serves, creating a space for growing. Opening to grace gives me what I deserve from the place deep within my knowing. Something's gotta give if we truly wanna live in a world where we all grow. Something's gotta give if we truly wanna live in a sacred, abundant. One more time. Something's gotta give if we truly wanna live in a world where we all grow. Something's gotta give if we truly wanna live in a sacred, abundant flow. In a sacred, abundant flow. Yeah, abundant flow. So it is. You guys are great singers. Want to come on board? Okay, here's a couple more haiku poems. Here, in a nutshell, giving way to divine flow is in consciousness. It's not what we are giving to. It's what, oh, I already did that. Did I? Yeah. Truly, okay, yeah, something's gonna give. Okay, pardon me. Oh, we're gonna move on to a new idea. Idea number 5. Okay. Distinctions in tithing practice. I love this. This really helped me. Because according to Eric Butterworth, there are distinctions around the concept of tithing. If we give to get, it's not real giving. And this is what really got me. The history of the tithe, which of course, translates to the word 10, is a giving of 10% of income, crops, or whatever was earned or accumulated that year or that time period. It was a requirement. And some of the people that didn't give their full share were punished or even put to death. Right? So we go, oh, tithing. And it's hardly mentioned. I don't think it's mentioned. And Jesus didn't have the best attitude about tithing either. I can read it to you, right? In this book. Okay. It's important to note that Jesus was very specific in his teaching of the law of giving, which we've been talking about, and drawing a definite distinction between the practice of tithing and the spontaneous process of giving. Given it shall be given unto you, good measure pressed down and shaken together, running over, shall human give into your bosom, and for the same measure that ye meet withal, it shall be measured to you again. It says in here that he taught the law of consciousness, not the law of tithing, if you want to call it a law. You know, if you believe it, probably will work for you. But what happened to me out of this was that I had been thinking about I wanted to increase my monthly tithes or give to my Center for Spiritual Living. And when I read that, it's like I just automatically upped it 50%. And it just comes out of my checking account. I don't know, it's on auto, I don't miss it at all. And it just felt good to do that. And get off it and just do what you want to do. Okay, that's what I did. And so, to have that giving attitude, and I've been consciously more generous with things like tipping and things like that. And even if you walk down the street and you say hello to somebody, or somebody might have a sourpuss and you smile at them, and then you see them transform, that is giving. That's a beautiful gift to give someone, or a compliment. I love compliments. So I wrote this song called Lottery Ticket, because how many people here buy lottery tickets? I'm the only one. All right, so in Florida we have, I just do the lotto because that's the one I always did in New Jersey, because I did my same 6 number, and so every week I buy 2 double tickets. So I do buy a double ticket for Wednesday and a double ticket for Saturday, and I spend $6 a week. But the thing is, when I go in there, when I'm thinking about it, oh wow, it's 16 million. Well, what are we going to do with 16 million? Oh, we can do this, we can do that. And it makes me feel good to think about, I can be generous to this person or that organization, start my own foundation. It's so cool that it's like what Alan Cohen says, think big, settle for more. My thoughts are going to settle for more. So I go and I a lot of times I'll have a winning ticket, and it'll be like I won $10, or mostly I win a ticket, But I go in there and I'm like, I think I have a winning lottery ticket. And then when they put the ticket in, and it goes, da 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 da. So I'm going like, da 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 da. And tell the machine to go, da 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 da. And I don't care. What you think of me is none of my business. And that's a spiritual principle, I think too. I mean, unless you're hurting somebody. So it just became fun to get these lottery tickets. And if I don't win, I get to give about $300 a year to education in Florida. I think that's a good cause. Education in Florida. So I made this song. I should send it to them because I think they might use it as a commercial. Yeah, it would be fun. I'd send it or not. But I really do feel like a winner because of that. Because it makes me feel good, and because I get to give. It goes like this. Every time I buy a lottery ticket, I am a winner. I am a winner. Every time I buy a lottery ticket, my heart's a glimmer, my heart's a glimmer. My vibration's risen and it's given me such a feeling, a realization, transformation's healing. Oh yes, it's healing. Every time I buy a lottery ticket, I am a winner, I am a winner. Every time I buy a lottery ticket, my heart's a glimmer, my heart's a glimmer. We have time. We have time. Okay, so then we'll do idea number 6. Yeah. Oh no, that was idea. Trust in God. God can do no more for you than God does through you. Pray and then take action. That was 6. 5 was just the tithing thing. So I have a song about that. Pray and then take action. The prayer here in Centers for Spiritual Living is called the Spiritual Mind Treatment, which treats the atmosphere of the mind to become more receptive. And you do that by recognizing that spirit is all there is. Everything that's in the seen, the unseen world, and the spaces in between is made of that essence and substance. So if we, step number 2, consciously unify with that. We can't not be unified, but to consciously unify with what we are, we have the power of the universe backing us. The treatments work. So I have this song called This I Know. And it's about that. It's about prayer. It's about prayer. I was praying this morning coming over here. Oh, I am the perfection of health. That's my big prayer. Okay. This I know, that's your part. I know, this I know. Okay. I do this song with Grover. We're going to do it on August 1st at the Sugar Coffee House and Book Project in Morristown. And he made it, it's a rumba on my CD, but he plays the rumba part. I'm going to try something. Okay. There's a universal consciousness that comes with the thought that I'm blessed, I know. This I know. We'll do that again. There's a universal consciousness that comes with that thought. What kind of a really good feeling thought is, I'm blessed. I'm blessed. I know. This I know. I believe in my heart and mind with the faith of God that all is divine. I know, this I know. Prayer is communion, a sacred union, a secret place of the Most High. Prayer is an openness and a willingness to see the world with the eyes of God. Universal consciousness, it comes with the thought that I am blessed, I know. This I know. And I believe in my heart and mind with the faith of God that all is divine, I know. This I know. Secret place of the Most High. There is an openness and a willingness to see the world with the eyes of God. I know. Yes, I know. One more. I know. So sweet. Cold air makes me cough. I'm allergic to cold. Sniffles, nose running. Anyway, thank you. Just a few more minutes. So, the last idea is about the money, the actual money that we handle. And it's called Green Side Up. This was, I think, a whole chapter. My favorite chapter. God, I love money. Anyway, I love what it does, what it can do for us and through us. So the green side up concept, idea, is where when we take a look at the paper money, here's a dollar, right? Here's the head side. That's the heads. And this is the green side. This is the green. So he says, when you hand somebody money, you give it to them with the green side up, because right here on every paper bill, and even on the coins too. They all say, "In God we trust." So when you hand somebody money, and you remember green side up and what that means, you're blessing the money in as that flow, and you're blessing the person that's getting it. And when I first learned this, I went into the Circle K to get a cup of coffee, and there wasn't anybody else in the store, and I said to the clerk, I said to her, "I just found this out." And I just told her this whole thing about, and then I'm blessing the person I'm giving it to. And she goes, "I needed to hear that." So that was another one of those giving things. And it happened in the delicatessen in Randolph too last summer. It was fun. So green side up. So one more about all the paper money in America. So I'm going to teach you the chorus. It goes like this. All the paper money in America has a message for each one of us. Let's try that part. All the paper money in America has a message for each one of us. All the paper money in America has a message, in God we trust. That's the chorus. Okay, let's take it from the top. All the paper money in America has a message for each one of us. All the paper money in America has a message, in God we trust. Here's another part. Green side up when you put your money down. Green side up when you pass it around. Green side up when you're paying for your stuff. Green side up, it says, "In God we trust." Let's try that part. Green side up when you put your money down. Green side up when you pass. Come on, we need the hand stuff. Green side up when you're paying for your stuff. Green side up, it says, "In God we trust." See, this is where the Silver Lion Nursery School is coming out. One more time. Green side up when you put your money down. Green side up when you pass it around. Green side up when you're paying for your stuff. Green side up, it says, "In God we trust." All the paper money in America has a message for each one of us. All the paper money in America has a message, in God we trust. Green side up when you put your money down. Green side up when you pass it around. Green side up when you're paying for your stuff. Green side up, it says, "In God we trust." There's a blessing, there's a blessing, there's a blessing to the person you hand the money to. There's a blessing, there's a blessing, there's a blessing that comes right back to you. All the paper money in America has a message for each one of us. All the paper money in America has a message, in God we trust. Green side up when you put your money down. Green side up when you pass it around. Green side up when you're paying for your stuff. Green side up, it says, "In God we trust." Green side up, it says, "In God we trust." Green side up, it says, "In God we trust." And so it is. So it is. And here's
Thank you, that was amazing, and a perfect lead-in to our offering. And, if you got real money, that's cool. Not everybody uses real money, but we can think of anything as blessing, right? Anything comes with that idea of "In God we trust." Everything is currency now, whether you're using a credit card, a debit card, a check, a Venmo, a PayPal. It's still a currency of abundance. And so this is the time that we get to practice the law of circulation. It's one of my favorite spiritual laws, because I know without a doubt when I practice it in my life, it feels miraculous. Things come back to me that I didn't even expect. And so we love to practice that here. So I'm going to pass around. So if you do have a way you want to give today, we are grateful for that. We're going to take some time passing this around. Just take and pass. Eileen or somebody want to help pass? Thank you. And let's just know that we are blessing this center, and as we bless this center, we get to do more good in our community and open our doors to bring more people in to experience this wonderful teaching. So, as the law of circulation says, please join me in blessing the offering. Divine love consecrates my gift.
Divine love consecrates my gift.
It goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless.
It goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless.
It returns to me multiplied abundantly.
It returns to me multiplied abundantly.
As I share my good,
As I share my good,
I accept and claim my greater good.
I accept and claim my greater good.
And so it is.
And so it is.
I'm also going to pass around. We need some social hour volunteers for August and September. This is another way to give. So I'm going to pass this around with a pen. If you'd like to sign up, or it'll be in the back if anybody wants to sign up after that. Please join us for social hour today, provided by Fernando and Pat Bowman, and Alice is here today as well. So after you shop, please come and join us for social hour. I will be available for Treatment Express after service if anybody wants to come and find me. I'm happy to treat for you. We do have some announcements. I just want to remind everybody that next week Lori will be speaking and Grayson will be here doing the music. And after our Sunday celebration, Lori is doing this wonderful workshop, Writing from the Soul. It's really going to be great. She's doing it with Chara Rodriga. Everyone knows that Lori is a brilliant poet and a wonderful writer, and all of us can write as we open up to allow our soul to express through us. There are flyers in the back if you want to take them. You need to sign up and read so Lori and Chara can be ready for you. On August 1st, we are welcoming Bob Sima and Shannon Plummer. I know, we're very excited. It's going to be a great concert right here, and you know this is a great place to hear music and to celebrate and commune with each other. So, again, please buy your tickets on Grease. They are $25 in advance and $30 at the door. There are flyers in the back. We appreciate anybody taking them and posting them places. And if you have any questions, let me know. It's going to be a really great night. Pat's doing your next sound bath on Sunday, September 7th. There's also flyers in the back, and you can start signing up for that. So, please join me for a closing treatment, and then Elaine will close us out with a closing song. So we take a breath and we just allow everything, all the truth that has been shared with us today, to integrate into our consciousness, to plant seeds of wisdom that will flourish and burst forth as greater experiences of abundance and prosperity and giving and receiving in our life. We allow all of this truth to unify with our consciousness so that we realize the truth in our life in ways that are known and unknown, in ways that we've experienced, in ways that we are yet to experience. And we know that everything that we have received goes forth to bless our life and the lives of everybody that we interact with. Whether they're blessing them with the green side up, we're blessing them with our open hearts, we're blessing them with our full spirits. We know that we have already gained and grown together today, and this is what we get to express in the world. And so as we leave here today, we do so with a higher consciousness, with a more open heart, with more grace and gratitude. And we know that from everything that we receive in this community, we have more to give to the world, and the world is blessed and raised. So for this and so much more, we say thank you, God, and so it is. Thank you so much for being here.
All is well, and continues to be. All is well for you and me. These are wonderful thoughts that help to create the feelings. All is well, all is well, all is well, continually. and me. I'm in the flow of love, I'm in the flow of life, in a boat of gratitude, on a river of healing life. Here we go. All is well, all is well, all is well, continually. All is well, all is well, all is well for you and me. In the infinite flow, we find more gifts when we know that life is an attitude, and challenges can help us grow. Yeah, another growth opportunity. Here we go. All is well, all is well, all is well, continually. All is well, all is well, all is well for you and me. I surrender to what is as I trust